is saying that we are live. Test. Hey, welcome. As usual, this is the PSy Tai Podcast. Just time now. PSy Tai. It's just time now, plus we can burn them out with our heart, see what our gut mind is saying, and let whatever come out, come on out. Sometimes it may be a smile, sometimes it may be a frown, but we flip it upside down either way. This lesson. But yeah, this episode today is brought to y'all by the Just Time Now website, www.justtimenow.com. You know where you can find all the previous PSy Tai podcast episodes. Just Time Now, sure to take a bite out of life. NFTs, physical art, they kind of both the same if you really do some investigation. I got both available. NFT that is a physical copy. And some old VR, some new VR videos, old ones, true life stories, real talk news. Check out King Guys and True Life Stories. Must you go in the heart that hats. We got the Thai Gaming, Just Laugh Now show, Thai Nation Studios. Test a little echo.
There we go. I was in speech mode.
Yeah, speech mode.
But yeah, I'm back. Hey, Big Chill. Wait, let me turn it off so I can't hear myself. Hey, Big Chill. As y'all see, check out www.justtimenow.com. Man, you can form groups, post pictures, post videos. That's something I don't really talk about enough. Is that, hold on, because my other screen is messed up on here. Where groups. There it is. It's a groups page on here. So just like we do in the Discord, but this is like a little more public. You can upload PDFs, a lot of awesome things to here. Music, pictures, articles you found, esoteric information that you came across or that you made up yourself. Got admins on there. It's a lot going on. So be sure to join the Just Time Now group page and just post. Hey, Victor, let me pop out the chat. Bring it on into the podcast. Get everything situated. Oh, there you go. I'm signing to the Discord. Awesome. Everything's intact. Tack. Oh, no, it's not. Why is this? It's trying to use the Oculus. I'll do one more thing just to make sure to check. All right, Discord is wide open. I'm gonna post a link right here. Oop. All right, still figuring this out. There we go. Been doing this for a long time, still figuring it out. We've been on this podcast for about 3-4 years now. 3 years. But while everything gets situated, I did want to play this. Everybody join the room up. Relax. Get everything ready. Got any topics that you want to bring up? Find a time to get into the Discord if you will. I got the thing where I share it around, tell everybody that we here and very near. In this. Shouts to King Guys. He's playing the tunes earlier. Warping reality. Putting out them vibes out there, them positive vibes. Was in the car dropping my daughter off. It's something about them shrooms when I think about it. Something about them shrooms when I think about it. Something about them shrooms when I just tie. Something about them shrooms make me alive. Something about them. Something about them. Something about them shrooms keep me so alive. Something about them shrooms. Something about them shrooms make me feel so alive. Something about them shrooms make me feel so alive. Now in my life, all I do is just strive. I don't gotta walk around just to survive. See me walking around, I'm probably getting high. I'm on a cloud, you said that was fire. I'm hoping that you're not a liar, 'cause I'm just saying this from my heart's desire. I put my life out there on the wire. From Philly all the way to Cali. You see me, I'm always smiling. You said we gotta do a song together. Man, we can hype this up in any weather. Hit me up in my email, 'cause this not hell. In this world I will prevail. You see me doing this so swell, 'cause I'm comfortable in hell. Something about them shrooms got me thinking. Something about them shrooms keep me so alive. Hey, Block. Welcome, Block. Something about them shrooms keep me so alive. Something about them shrooms keep me thinking. Something about them shrooms keep me thinking. You looking at my eyes, I'm not blinking. I'm in another completely different reality. But is it the same? Is this all the game? I seen the jesters, but I didn't fester. I said, what up, bro? Like, what up, ho? That was just me looking in the mirror. So why did I have to fear her? I just went in it just like the Matrix. You probably just think I should say shit, but I'll just wrap it up and tie it together. Tie it together, man, I'm really clever. We gotta do this, I'm vitamin E. Oh, I didn't know that, you just surprised me. Coming in them alter egos, that's how we go, yeah, you know for sure. Something about them shrooms got me thinking. Something about them shrooms keep me so alive. Something about them shrooms. Something about them shrooms keep me so alive. Man, I'm so high. All right, that was fun. Wait, no, don't play no next one. I don't know if that one is copyrighted or not. But yeah, Pushin P, the mind and the body. Took me a minute to figure out what Pushin P was, what it meant, and all of that jazz. But for those out there in our verse, right, in our universe, it means to keep it real, keep it funky, Pushin P. Know a lot of things that go with P. Pushin P, keeping it real, keeping it 100. So that's what we doing. Pushin P, the mind and the body. What's real? Keeping it real with the mind and the body. What is real? The fantastical, the magical, or just the practical and the logical? Pushin P. But yeah, like I said, I got the Discord open. I want to spark up some conversations. sparking some conversations about the universe and whatever comes to mind, In the anime world and shit like that, I just I got back into reading the manga of animes, and for like the universe of things, how that goes. Like the manga usually comes out years before the anime, years before. So I used to read manga and stuff all the time, which is like a comic book. So it's like I'm getting a glimpse into the future. So I can then like criticize the anime or something like that, like going into a psychedelic trip in the mind where it's all, instead of them playing out the sounds and the voices and even the color, manga is in black and white. It's like I'm just reading it and I'm letting the imagination let it do what it does. And it was cool because halfway through I started watching a YouTube video where he added his own sound effects, his narration, and his own thoughts about it. And it was mostly like I mostly became like a cheerleader when watching it, because he was saying a lot of the things that was activated in my mind. So I was like, hey, none of us is alone. These things that we even think that we imagining and stuff like that. These realms that we're tapping into, or like, and it's all because to get into that spell work, the imagination of Akari, or I forget his name, the person that originally created. Where do we find ourselves? Like, where do you find yourselves in different realities and points in reality? How did you get there? Where are the words? Why are you saying the words that you're coming up with and stuff like that? So we're kind of, I'm just thinking now, Tyler, like we're under the umbrella of that creator of the Dragon Ball Z, and because he did such an awesome job, and the person that drew it. I didn't know it's been the same one author and one drawer. Illustrator for all the Dragon Ball Z series since the Dragon Ball in the 80s. It's been the same two people just whipping it out of their own imagination. And you see how much it impacted a lot of people to feeling strong about themselves. This one was about this took place after the power when I just finished the power tournament where they had to fight different universes, and their universe was on the line and stuff like that. This one dealt with the temptations of ultimate power and what does power mean, because there was this person that came out that was actually able to devour worlds and take their life energy, and that's all he wanted to do was just be the strongest and stuff like that. Goku come out like, yo, I like to just fight the strongest. I don't even care about locking them up or anything. I'll keep them alive for them to get even stronger. So he just coming with that spirit, that vibe. So they dealt a lot with the God energies and the angelic energies, and what are the angels up to, and how they're not really bothered with what happens with the humans, yet they participate with what the humans are doing. Even as far as training them and giving insights and stuff like that. So it's just when you really watch these animes, you can compartmentalize something, complete some compartments in your mental. So, like make it a huge apartment building, say it like that, and then you go in those apartment buildings, got different lives, different emotions, thoughts for each room that you go down, each hallway that you go down. You go into a room, is different things. That's what anime really helps, because it's a lot that's going on, and a lot of times we feel like we're just this one role, this one characters and stuff like that, and I'm just this in life, and this is all that there is. And sometimes that it is true that there is, and it's a good thing. But when it comes in that tone of voice, it's a kind of depression. Sometimes we get into these doubts in our mind, or we just forget what happened, the awesome thing that happened 2 weeks ago, and replace it with a lot of crap that happened in between. So going into those apartments, to create an apartment in your mind, for me is like, hey man, I don't just have to stay in this room. I can go out, walk down the hallway. I got rooms upon rooms, mansions upon mansions. And they say that, I think that was in the Bible, the King James Bible, Hebrew Bible, and all of that stuff. When I I said Jesus, I said Jesus, I said all these different names for Jesus in my mind, but let's stick with Jesus. When he said, when he said, my Father has mansions upon mansions upon mansions and stuff like that, I'm already saying that's about what's going on in our mind. And shout outs to Flight Boss. I didn't listen to him in a long time, but I tuned into him for real quick before I tuned into here. And he was talking about the idea of a united verse. Instead of the multiverse, the united verse. How it's really just one verse. And then we just split it all up. And when I was breaking that down in my mind, I was like, yeah, the mind always separating. So whatever thought can lie on a singular thought, what would that be? And that singular thought would be a united verse. And then we come in making with our different universes, sharing them amongst each other. Creating this augmented reality. This reality where we're all agreeing on things. Like we all agree. I'm looking at a fence now, and that guy right there blowing the leaves right there. He's like, hey, we agree this is the brown fence. We agreed on what brown means, what F looks like. So it's wild. It's wild when it comes to those respects. Because, I mean, yeah, it's wild. We live in a wild, wild world. The wildest of us get what we wish for all the time, for the good and the bad, for what it is. Yeah. And to piggyback, it was one more thing he said that was echoing through my mind in these moments in time of what Flightball said. He was talking about how everybody, and said when I said it's a wild world, it rung some bells. And he was saying how it was in the Bible, the most people that you see like overcoming things and changing reality were the ones that were fighting God. Just tie on that. Like Jacob, he was fighting the angels and stuff, or that rebelled against God for periods of time. Like that was them going into their mind. That was them doing things in there. It came off as different ways. Like it was like how it was. Like the Bible is a collection of books of personal stories. I say a bunch of trip stories put together, and then somebody encoded it into one big book and stuff like that. So just going off that example, because there's many books like I taught on the anime and stuff. But the Bible is, you always see people wrestling against angels, like Jacob. He wrestled against an angel and stuff. And then after the struggle and everything, he changed his name to Israel and said that he's going to father all these nations. Moses ran off and stuff like that. Like a lot of people that actually was going in saying, hey, it's something going on. It's something really going on that just don't feel right. I got some questions. Mixed with some curiosity. And I probably don't have that much going on in this life to say, hey, I don't want to risk it all, but I'm just risking it all right now. Like the play on life, write some characters to say, to have that lifestyle, like, hey, I gotta go all in. When I look around, I don't know what's going on. It seems fake. And I ain't vibing with this. I'm like, why am I here? Most people just accept it. Like, oh, I'm here. Oh, this is what. Hey, I'm breathing. It's all good. And that's the atonement too. It is all good. We are just breathing. That's cool. That's cool. It's cool how we can how we flip flop back and forth, but how we really always got everything that we need. How we got everything that we want. Like like everything that we want or need. Everything that we need even to get what we want or what we think we want. Because sometimes it come in different ways and we be like, well, now this is similar to what I wanted. But like this is not exactly, but it fits the vibe. It fits the vibe. And that acceptance is where it comes in, where you get to change your picture around and have some chill times, because like sometimes it feel like it's a disaster, but you just on the down part in the roller coaster and you forgot to put your hands up, or don't know how to never really put your hands up, and it's like, woo, like I'm just gonna let it out, woo. It's this guy that's real funny. He getting on roller coasters now, keeping a straight expression, just keeping a straight face. I find that fascinatingly awesome. He just like, because he got the camera to the side, he's not straight in front of him because it probably would blow the wind. Now that I think about it, so you got to work with the wind resistance. I'm just dying. But yeah, just showing the expressions. Like he became the main character in that moment. he felt into the main character vibes. Yeah. And on this channel, everyone, since I'm like just tying out loud, just random conversation tip points, just being put together since I'm out here by myself. Or so I was just jumping to how the show is and stuff like that, and how I was looking back to how I always used to bring up a bunch of articles on mushrooms and scientific articles, and really going in, really not even knowing what I was talking about. I still don't really know what I'm talking about. But I felt like I was really getting in touch with things that was completely unknown to me. Like I was just thrown into the water, like swim. So it was a lot of information that I look back on when I go try to make clips and stuff. And I'm like, hey, we really talked about a lot of information. So shout outs and salute to everyone that was there. Just pumping out information, pumping out the articles and stuff. Because we used to be real heavy and just heavy article after article after article. So if you ever want to bring back some articles that y'all want to share and stuff like that, bring it on. I'll pop it up and we'll tie it all together. We'll tie it all together. Now, like I said, we got everything that we need. We got everything that we need already. Because it's funny. It's funny to me how we all play characters in this life. We all have that role that's needed for the moment. Even if it's to rub another person in the group a so-called wrong way, or have them think about something that they wasn't comfortable about in the moment because they never analyzed it in the way that the other person was presenting it to them. So it's cool. We're very cool. We're very cool with all of these reflections. Because really it's only one person. None of this exists. But it's all real, and we here doing whatever we gotta do. But on those be real vibes and stuff like that. The first title of this that I titled before I titled it Pushin P, the mind and the body, was disassociation. Because there's a lot of reflections of people out there. It's a lot of people out there, human beings, real flesh and blood, pumping, thoughts, emotions, everything. Everything going through different scenarios. And I'm seeing a lot of people talk about disassociating and saying, hey, this reality doesn't feel real anymore. What is real? And I don't feel like I'm participating in reality. My body is just doing what it does and I'm somewhere else. Or they like asking little tidbits of questions like, do y'all ever feel like y'all at a stadium and like no way all these people are real and stuff like that? Or just going about their daily business and life and doing a job, but not really being there at the desk. Their mind is in another place. And even in ways where people are not able to take care of themselves in those kind of ways, and they just have to stay in the house days upon days when they feel these disassociation vibes and stuff like that. Like, how do y'all feel? Like, if y'all could write in the comments, tie alongside about what is this disassociation feeling? How does that come across to you in your neck of the woods? Because in my neck of the woods, it came across to me when I was a teenager in this life, and it felt like I was so much in the moment. But if I was to talk to a psychologist, they would say you were so much in your mind, and not really participating fully into what was going on in this life, like with the full blown saying, "Hey, I really feel like this right now. Let me act on it. Let me move with this sway. Let me feel this. Like, oh, this is my wave. Like, this is my wave." It's just like, oh, I just let the imagination just all play out in stories and everything, and I'm like beyond it, like not even beyond it, still in it. But then that's why I was participating the way I was participating. So like it was showing me the shadow, what people call shadow work in my world, shadow work, and seeing what's actually going on in your mind, and seeing what's going on with you. Just seeing what's really going on with you. And for a lot of us, we don't have the tools to deal with to deal with what's going on when those times are occurring. Hey, you said when I was around 6 years old? Oh, that's early on. That's early on. Like I said, mine was around when I was. So, like, did you have to try to regather memories from around that age and stuff like that? Did it, like, all become a blur? Or, like, years before that? Because then, like, for me, it made it so that years before that, I didn't really remember things that was happening. Like, that happened and stuff like that. I was just like, oh, well, it's whatever, dude. So then, as this disassociation feeling and stuff like that, I think it's a bunch of work, just seeing a bunch of experiences, and the more that we tie things together and talk publicly about these experiences and what we go through when we're encountering this, I think the people in the future will be able to just pick up on something, or even for us in this moment, or whoever is live and stuff in here. Oh yeah, just remember and pick up on things. Or just forget about it as soon in like 5 seconds. He said the picture was a blur, but the feeling was clear as day. Yeah, it was more about feelings, more about the vibes than about the actual picture that I'm seeing from my life that I was seeing. Piggybacking off of you. Like, yeah, I know how I felt. But I don't really know what I was doing in particular. And yeah. But nowadays, since mushrooms and stuff allow me to travel back in meditations and talking and just taking the time to revisit these experiences, and in the moment, like saying, hey, I'm not just going to sit I'm not just going to sit on my bed and just be in my imagination all day and just like, I really don't feel like doing anything. Or this is just what I'm doing. Somebody come alongside, it's like, I'm alright, I'm just going to play my video games. I'm good. It's just like now I'm using that same type time, that same type energy, Pushin P, and just meditating in that same circumstance. And now with all this training and stuff, through the experiences of the PSy Tai Podcast and having a family, talking things out with my mom, having these psychedelic experiences, like mind expanding experiences in different ways, because our body is just a chemical factory. Always having chemical reactions, things going on that we're not aware of. I'm just sitting with that and seeing where it takes me. And seeing where it takes me with a different perspective on fear. different perspective on fear and actually what on fear and what it means to go at something and to still lose yourself at the same time. Or in different moments, piggyback on it. Like, oh, I'm here. Oh, now I'm over there. Oh, disappear. I'm over there. Oh, going. Because a lot of us look at like I know me. I look for vacations for the same aspect. For the same aspect. So now if I go on vacations, I'm able to relax more because I know what it means to be on a vacation, to take a vacation. Because like here, you can feel like you're always doing something. I always feel like I'm doing something until I sit back. And then I'm just like breathing. I'm like, hey, that's my vacation right now. From everything going on, all the responsibilities that I think I gotta do, all the roles I believe I gotta play. Let me play this role of the person just sitting here, just breathing. Or just imagining, it's connecting with the I was about to say with the guides that take you to the other worlds. Jump portal hopping. Seem like I'm just sitting there. Well, I think this is the last hit. This. Hey Hector. Hey Hector. Hey, there you go. You get it. You get it. Put your all the P in the world. Like it's nothing. Yeah. Sharing is a wonderful thing. Sharing is a wonderful thing. And what we choose to share is all up to our own personal responsibility. And we all see that with the whole world. Because I share a lot of information. And in the beginning, I was even scared to talk about psychedelics. And I used to just like put some terms around it and stuff and like allude to it. Now I just go full-fledged with it. And still in aspects that I can't even put into words. So I just go do what I can. And I think that's what we all doing. Because I see a lot of separation on people when they want to do what they want to do in any aspect of the world. And then later, sometimes it seemed like, even like with social media and TikToks or people get into weird professions and stuff like that other people ostracize. They just like, hey, this is me. This is what I'm outputting. And if I think just really the more comfortable you with that, the more your story is told. The more my story is told. But whatever I really get myself caught into. Yeah, cause welcome in the silence. Welcome in the silence is a cool thing. That's just what was running through my mind when I ran Blink. When I was going through that for a moment, I just saw me looking over. So yeah, I'm just running through the silence. Welcome in the silence, running through the silence. Cause yeah. What just popped up? I was watching the 85 South show. 85 South show is a cool comedy podcast. But shouts to Carlos Miller because he pushing P on that channel. He bring on music guests. He bring on people that own businesses, small businesses, black owned businesses. He talk about history and everything. And yesterday, he had a guy on there talking about autism and how a lot of people in the hood in his world, this is his point of view, in his world, go undiagnosed. So I know what word I mean. So diagnosed. There it is, diagnosed. So they go about participating in all these activities, never knowing why their mind wants to do the things that it's doing, or how it get warps into situations and stuff like that. And for me, I take it bigger than the word autism itself, because autism, for most people, they'll say, oh, it means slow or something like that. But it's huge spectrums to it, but it's dependent on how your brain is actually wired. The doctor terms a lot of times escape me, but the feeling, I know what the feeling of stuff be there. The feeling of stuff be there for what I'm talking about. But the way that your lobes and everything are transmitting the electricity and information and stuff like that is different. It's different. So with I see me with my grandparents, and because people come from a different generation, they literal brains is different. Are running differently, so that's why they're thinking differently, had different vibes about life, and couldn't really relate. And that's how it goes all the time if you really look at it, from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. But I found it cool that he was talking about that, so that people can, on the guy on 85 South Show was talking about the autism in the hood, and people getting into big gang related activities and feeling like they just want a family, or not not able to express themselves in the way that they really want to express themselves, or knowing how to, not having the tools, not having the mind state, not having people with similar mind state expressing themselves in ways that they feel like that's what they want to do. Even though they do feel like it's other people doing things they want to do, that's why they doing. That's why they out on the streets. But like, but like people that's probably doing other things in businesses and the arts and stuff like that, or in technology. So that's why it was real cool, because technology was introduced back to me when I was in the hood, and kind of forgot about it and was leaving it alone, because it was it was part of the Philadelphia school district program. I forget his name. I keep saying Ellen. Oh no. It'll come back to me. But he started a program where he wanted to get people from low income neighborhoods and stuff like that, and train them in technology, and have them an internship with the school district of Philadelphia, so that they can get a higher up on life, or like introduce them to something other than what the drug dealer or the regular OG on the block would introduce them to, if it's like in those type vibes. So it really opened up my eyes. I went full force into it. I talk about it a lot. I worked at many schools in Philadelphia after that, being the IT guy, the IT guy, the computer guy. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool for him to do that. So that's how I know what I'm talking about in this aspect. Like, this is the kind of things I'm talking about. Is going into these hoods and hoods, ghettos, type projects, prisons, people living in, and introducing something, because our minds are working differently. People's minds are different. So like, the things that worked before aren't going to work now. Or it's going to work to get you locked up, work to get you shot at least like one time, or have you on the run, or have you with PTSD, because you always got to look over your shoulder because you always in some shit. I do not like those vibes. I shake them off. I bring them on when I'm in VR, or when I'm going hiking and stuff like that. But other than that, I leave it over there. Psychedelic user said people with autism are automatically connected on a higher vibration. Yeah, it feels like that. It does feel like that, doesn't it? That is just the things. That's why I love that running joke that comedian said, when he said taking care of my autistic nephew is like taking care of somebody on mushrooms all the time, 24/7. I was like, hey, the people in the audience just say know what he was really tying together. They did not understand what he was tying together, but he put it out there, and I followed that breadcrumb for my own reality. Pieced it together as such. Yeah, something majorly to it. Major to it. Just talk. Just talk to somebody that says that they're autistic or says that they 28, 29 and says, "Oh, I just discovered I was autistic. That's why I do this and that's why I do this." Like I was laughing. It was saying an autistic person talking to another autistic person about how they learned a new social behavior. I was like, hey, that's all I talk about. And period. Like after mushroom experiences and stuff, you hear people. The Discord link ain't working, bro. Oh, I'm gonna do it again. After mushroom trips, you hear people refiguring out how they want to introduce themselves to people. Wait, wrong button. How they wish to have conversations with people. I turned the word conversation to Thai-versation, so that you don't just get lost in your mind or get lost in your heart, but you connect your gut and see how many other circles you could connect and just let whatever come on out. Oh, it says don't have permissions. Oh, okay, Big Chill. Yeah, I was trying something new. I was adding bots to the server and admin rights and everything. And I guess I gotta figure that out a little more. So the invite. I didn't know. I didn't actually finish the video. That's what happened. To go through all the bots and set it up. So I guess I messed halfway through the settings. I disabled the invite button. Invite link. Oh, so I'm gonna have that up. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what to really do right now. Oh, let me see. Roles. Admin. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that later. Let me see if I type in Big Chill. Let me see. Here we go. I did do the admin thing. The only thing you can't do is delete the server. Yeah. But I was talking about coming about and having different kind of conversations with people and saying, hey, well, or this is what I felt new. And then you come back and want to talk to somebody about it. No. Thanks, bro. Thanks for letting me know. I don't got a tech crew. So, y'all my tech crew. We keeping this show live and vivid, on air, and all fair. But yeah, talking and stuff, having conversations. That's what Rothwall was doing. That's all. If y'all shouts to Infinite Waters, shouts to Infinite Waters, diving deep once again. I guess I am once again, and again and again and again. But he is always pumping out the daily motivations, is live from his backyard or at the beach, just bringing about new ways to have conversations with people, or just insightful ways, bringing about new insights on the daily do. He inspired me to bring things out and like start the Just Tainow show. Him and the other guy that talked about a lot of occult information, Mark Passio, if y'all look him up. Hey, King. Woo. Another day, another live, Miles. Yeah, it is. Right here in the heart of nature, baby. Woo! Yeah, I think he changed it up after a while. It's been a minute. Hold on one second. Can I get on the tree? I can save time. I'm here. There it is. I just had to grab another Bluntsky. And then make sure it's not a bunch of static. I just hit that chord. All right, we good. All right. And it's not that hard to bring about, to even be a beacon for a new type of conversation. It's not that hard. It's just about just being yourself. Just saying what you really feel in the situation. But it's a cool world. It's a cool, wild world in the mix of it where you're trying to figure out how to express yourself amongst people that express ideas that seem to oppose yours. And that's where the greater chess play start coming at play. Because then you start seeing, I started seeing that they wasn't even really opposing me. They was not even opposing my vision. But a part of the picture, a part of what's necessary for my vision to even take place, but to even be alive. This has to happen, that has to occur. Something I didn't even think about has to pop up. So in my reality, like, it's no one that's really opposing me. No one is opposing me, even when they feel like they are. Because even when they feel like they are, don't most people at the heart of hearts say, I really felt like this at the end of the day? Or I was really hurt by this? Or when people go in their own therapy, in their own worlds and things, they start seeing how they responded to situations and how people probably treated them certain ways. Maybe if we understand that we both are right, then we'll have a new language. Hey, we creating that language right now. Night Sky Wear, Vitamin E. But I like to stick to the screen names that you make up right here. Night Sky Wear. What was the movie? It was a movie I was watching with the star from American Pie. And me and my girl was so tripping out on him. She was more than me because it was supposed to be a comedy movie he was watching, but it was blended with like a lot of just deep introspective thoughts and reflections. And he started off with him wanting to kill himself, but before he killed himself, he wrote things out on a list that he wanted to do and people that he wanted to meet. And I bring this up because one of the people he wanted to meet was his old bully that used to beat him up and take all his money in front of the girls, in front of the guys, on his own time. Just always was animated the bully to just get him, to just take something from him and make him feel belittled. So he was like, I'm gonna punch this guy. Like, that's all I wanted. He was talking to the girl that wanted to tag along. He said, yo, I'm just gonna go up, I'm gonna punch him. I want you to record it. He put through all the imaginations. They played the flashbacks and everything. And I bring this up because I was talking about how people change and people, why not people change, but why people do what they do. He got up to him, and the guy had the biggest smile on him. The biggest smile. First he was scared of him. That's how they played it off, because he was carrying like all this hay on his back. He's like, oh, you sure you still want to go and punch him? And he was like, I think you should call this off. He's like, no, I'm still gonna do it. And then when he told him who he was, he's like, oh, from middle school, hey, give me a hug. And they like gripped him up, picked him up and everything, just overpowering all those thoughts and emotions and things, and just saying, hey, this is happening now. Like the bigger self of them, the higher self of them, saying, hey, I notice how you feeling now. I'm using this body or using this character to display to you or display to yourself. Like, hey, this is happening now. I am giving you the biggest hug and smiling and saying, how long it's been a long time, where you been and stuff like that. Hey, true life stories. Hey. And he's like, how you been and everything. Just really had him in a state of paradox, because he still wanted to sock him in the face, could knock him clean. But he was like having all these new emotions erupt up his chakras. So he was just taking it all in. He was taking it in, and then he was describing how he was taking care of his only son, and the mom ran off. And then even to tie it together, his son was autistic, like I was talking about before. So he really was using his heart of hearts to connect with his son and stuff, and really change his life around. And then later he was talking about how he was bullying him. He said, let's go out for drinks and stuff. And he was talking about how he was bullying him because his dad used to beat him all the time when he was younger. He said his dad used to make him feel like shit. So he was apologizing because he said he took it out on him. And then he even brought it up himself and said, punch me in the face. He said, come on, just punch me. Just do your biggest one right now. So I was like, yo, him just going along with the picture, being kind, be just not erupting on the first emotions that's popping up, but being observant, but still participating in the reality, got him to still punch him in the face. Because in the biggest do, he did deserve it. But if it didn't happen, hey, it would have been just as cool. Yeah, that movie was real cool. Cause then at the end, he saw somebody else that wanted to take their life away. So he just going through all these introspections, cause all the things that he wanted to take his life away from, all the things that made him want to take his life away, he started reevaluating, revisiting in the physical, and then getting a newfound reflection on it. And I found that just like a mushroom trip or DMT trip, tryptamine trip, where I had revisited old times, like time or moments that I believed occurred already, and then I got to see it from another perspective at the same time. So I found that the movie was playing that out in physicality, where it was he literally visited the people and then had the flashbacks of that. But what is a flashback? What is a flashback really? When I was watching it on TV, he was actually there. That was him. He was there. So that's how they played off the art form. They didn't even use the word flashback. I just made that up. It just was, it was really like a portal. Like, and then they show him in high school. If you tie on that, transitions on flashbacks, on portals. The artistry showing the poetry, showing what you probably see if you was on psychedelic. Or your brain chemistry just work like that. You vibe like that. Hey, Big Cho, you said this life is a precious, precious gift. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm always trying to be in the present, bro. Hey, you just wrote what I was about to say. A present and a present. I was gonna say something like that. I was gonna say that's why I'm always trying to stay in the present, so I can get as many presents as I can get. I want all the presents. I'm like a spoiled kid. What it takes for just being in the present, and then you don't even know what you're gonna get, but you know what you're gonna get. Then you get some things in between too. Some presents are gag gifts. But it's still funny to me. Oh man, I'm lit. Woo. Had a little honey earlier, a little magic honey. Mm. Just tying it on in. Novelty gifts. Yup, novelty, novel. Something you can't get somewhere else. I remember Terrence McKenna always talking about novelty. And how the novelty of like the psychedelic experience. How it is like a gift to the human being. Like here, you get to experience the magical. And then Later on, you see it's all magical. But just that first entitlement that you feel, like, yo, I'm being introduced to something beyond myself. Being introduced to I got my ship and I'm able to go off the island for once. Like really off the island. I got a spaceship. That's how psychedelic scene, like the program, really a huge a gift. He said, but it is the intention of the gift that matters. Yeah, that's why I said it's really a big joke. Because you can get a gag gift too. And it can sting you, but hey, somebody was laughing. I was laughing at William Montgomery. He on the Kill Tony show. And he brought out the oldest trick in the book and Red Band fell for it. He was talking about he was saying, yeah, I want to squash our beef that we had because they always doing this beef on the show. It's kind of like a play beef because they comedians and stuff. But if you just get on, it seems like they just really getting into it. It's hilarious. So he's like, I really want to squash this beef on this episode. He's like, come on, yeah, come on, put it there. And then when he put it there, zzz, just shocked him. He's like, and he reacted to it so much that he broke the armrest on the chair. Oh, it was hilarious because it was such a simple joke, and Red Band fell for it. But the tension behind it was funny, and he really did mean it. He really did mean it in his own way. In his own way. King, you said some people get butthurt off of jokes, but I understand people be going through different shit every day. Yeah, some people gotta get it off their chest in different manners. My girlfriend brother Donnie, he had posted a post saying, is true love mercy? Or something like that. Yeah, I was trying to get the exact quote. He's saying is true love mercy. Because like you seeing where they coming from, even if it like hurts you a bit. That's how I put it. That's how I turned it around. It's funny because if you ever watch what is that? Walker Z? Z Nation. When they're killing the zombies, they be like, I'm giving you mercy. I was always trying to ask myself why they was saying that. They was like, they don't I don't want you to live this painful existence. I love you so much. I don't want you to kill me either. I'm gonna give you some mercy. Just blow their head off. and that's in the title. The intro. They be like, have mercy. Have mercy. That's all they say. They say over and over and over again. No, that don't make sense. I'm playing. Love is love. Love is everything and in between. Blows in the wind and is there when the wind ain't blowing. It's in the feeling and it's in the knowing. But yeah, this is a lot of fascinating things going on. A lot of fascinating things, and how we finding myself in this reality, and with the news, and just building with people, I was bringing up like talking about disassociation. When you're going through those things, if anybody going out there, one of the biggest things that helped me was actually and for good for the spirit is actually to do something. It's actually to do something. Do something that, yeah, just do something. Anything. On the biggest scope of things, anything. Do anything other than sit there. Other than sit there. And if you feel like you're doing everything, do the opposite. Do whatever is the opposite of what you think you gotta do. Because sometimes our thoughts betray us. I used to not like that. I was like, what do you mean my thoughts betray me? Huh? I don't believe in demons and devils and stuff like that. Like, what you talking about? But when you get into thoughts betraying you, it can mean in many aspects that you can get caught up in a situation that you knowingly experienced not going down that train before. But then you like in those moments like, oh, well, I'm on this train. This is all I know in the moment. That's all I'm doing. Like, wait, I remember I know how to train hop. Or even though I paid for this ticket to sit here in this seat, it's a lot of empty seats in this car. I got the guts to just get up and get the window seat. Hey, Big Cho, you said, yo, Ty, you in LA, virtual real estate. LA went up today at 8 a.m. No, I don't know anything about that. Because everything is particular to like a certain website that they creating to do that. So if it's called the LA blockchain, I didn't hear that. I know in decentralized land, they have places, it's correlated to actual places in this reality, if that's what you mean. But that place is so expensive already. For me. So it's other things that I do to get myself in that game. Upland. I did hear that. Upland is one of those games where you can buy a lot of virtual real estate. Hold on. How would I look this up? Oh, I spelled it wrong. There it is. This the game that Big Chill's talking about. Yeah, and in these games, people are earning money. Earning real money. I'm actually playing this game, y'all, called the Jump into the Metaverse. Hold on. Yeah, see? I got an account. I am a robot. I'm just lying to you. There we go. Ah, you gotta log in every day to keep your stuff updated. I forgot all about this website. Woo! I don't know how much that actually is. But this is what's happening. People are actually... Come on, I'll do this later. They keep on making all this stuff pop up. I guess we're gonna see what Oakland is about. Welcome to Oakland. Train. And like it's plotted, so people are actually buying like 16th and Martin Luther King Jr. way. I would find that way. God dang. That look like it say a milli. And then people will be able to go into these places. I'm not sure how to do it right here. My second screen that I'm looking on is messed up this morning, so I only can see it by looking on my first screen where OBS is reflecting off of my second screen. So I can't really zoom in that much unless I do that. There it is. Properties for sale. Yeah, I'm not really sure though what you do on the property. I think they have it so you can visit it in 3D and stuff like that, but I'm not sure how to do it on decentralized land. On upland. I know decentralized land, and they make it pretty easy. But yeah, this is something that's going to change a lot of lives around and be changing what we call real and not real, valuable and not valuable. It's this thing that I started getting into, Big Chill, called Zed Run, where I actually brought a horse, a virtual horse. Oh man, come on! I failed the robot test. He said by 23rd Ave and hey, we could put that together. Like if we ever wanted to go in on a group fund, I forgot what I was doing. All right. If we ever want to go in on a group fund or something and go in on an NFT project that we believe is going to influence the future or influence us or that we want to participate in, let's put that together. Like I'll make it happen. And then we all get the residuals from it, come up with the contracts and everything. But this is something called Zed Horse. Are they going to show my password? All right, no. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I got this one. I wanted to buy a black horse, so I got the Chocolate Factory. And it's actually a rare breed, the Sabu. In this game, I was reading the developers. One of them was actually helping run the... dang. Let me see. Let me show y'all the people that's actually putting these things together. But that's what was fascinating to me. Because these seem like it's just games, but the people that's putting it together are coming from, like, the design team, Pern Focus, back in December, spent the last year in design. There it is. I was thinking about the government. I spent the last several years in design working for the Australian government on complex, large-scale public services. I'm somebody from EA Sports. VHS background? I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, the fact that it was somebody from the government and stuff on here, and people that's coming from that design games and know how things work on a social platform and getting things together. They put this thing, they made Zed Run. Like this horse, you race it, and the computer simulation runs 10,000 things, 10,000 races, and then it chooses one randomly, and based off the statistics and stuff like that, your percentage of winning and everything, that's the rate that that's the chance that your horse has of winning. And people are actually making money on here as well. That's how I learned about it from this black guy on TikTok. It's the free one. You can enter different races, make money, then they split it between the first and the third. And then some horses are worth like $11,000, $200,000, depending on their stats and how good they are. You can breed them and everything. So I was like, yo, this is really like Tamagotchi taken to the next level. We used to play with the little Tamagotchi pets and the little things you had to keep alive on the handheld toys from Japan. Like I'm saying the sense of reality. Our sense of reality is just expanding. And it's wild that at the same time that more people are talking about psychedelics, more people talking about spirituality on a bigger platform and not just letting the big boys, the big girls talk about everything. Like the big boys in town, the big 3 religions or the big 10 media corporations that's really only ran by 3 or 1. Disney on the ranks buying up all of them. The Magic Mouse. So with all this decentralization, with the blockchain technology, and it's allowing people to have different avenues to live on Earth while we're here, to expand and say, hey, it's not just this, it's also this around the corner. It might not make sense to you, but it's making sense to me and all of these people over here. And isn't that what value means in the first place? Doesn't that make something valuable in the long run? And like many massive amount of people being able to survive off of something that they're trading. And participating in and getting good vibes. Like people feel good when they get to work, whether they really like it or not. That's why some people say if you really don't like your job, then it's a lot of other jobs out here that will allow you to feel good while you're doing it. Jobs in itself is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to have a job. It was like I remember going through those thoughts and stuff, listening to all the hippie soothsayers and stuff like that, just trying to soothe you into nothingness. Well, not nothingness. When I say nothingness, I see that as a cool thing, but like into just not really being all you can be. But really, it's an inkling to at the time probably what you're doing, and you probably didn't. It probably came to me at that time because I just didn't like what I was doing, so I had to get the opposite in order to get some middle in between. Then you said unblock. You said buy my block turn into projects so my rent goes down. That's how it works. That's how it works. Yo, I wonder what is gonna be the thing that brings the property value down in the metaverse. What's gonna be the thing? Okay, you know, it's gonna be some tricks. It's tricks and trades to everything, manipulating the market. Damn, I almost clicked a link yesterday in my email that was about to hack my whole MetaMask wallet until I clicked to see where the sender was from, and they spelled something wrong. So make sure y'all do that when y'all get into this crypto space. Check the senders of the email. The first part be sounding right so that you can click on it and be like, oh, this is familiar. And then they know that the other part is going to be hidden. That's why they spaced it out the way that they spaced it out. If you just click it, boop, like that's a little fishy. And then you find another email that they sent and like, this ain't the same guy. While we here, I'm gonna erase this source real quick. What? Why is it freezing? There it is. Yeah, just click that. I'm just gonna do it while we're here. Re-enter. Bang bang. I'm only one there. This one is here. Class 5 because it's lower class. The statistics on it not as good as the other horse. Minko Genesis, do your thing. And they have it, but I don't know how to do it yet, where you can look at your horse in AR and make it look like it's in your room and stuff like that, or wherever you are. Show off your horse. That's what somebody in the design team was saying. Better ways to show off the horse. They get tired and everything. They didn't used to get tired. So it's going to be a life keeping, especially when a lot of these games, cause I said a lot of these games has already been tested. The social system already been tested with games like Farmville and games where you have to mine for anything or just buy it. So and people saying, hey, I really want to get those carrots. Like I've been growing them for 21 days. And you see how the old people minds get really into it. Or I say people with like a real lucid state that don't have that much other responsibilities get really into, because the reward from when you don't got the responsibilities, the reward from it is not enough. For me, I'm like, hey man, I'm doing this, but I got bills to pay. So now it's like all of those games and stuff is being implemented here. without the whole system either of having to buy something. Yeah, it is kind of. Some games you do have to buy to have an upper hand. Like I have to buy the horses to even start off with. Like, it's no free horses, but they start for like $20 and shit. But the game goes on. Big Chill, you say you don't gamble on animals though. You never felt like you was in the stand in those movies and they had those tickets and it was like, hey, come on, Butterfree, come on, Butterfree. Our worst name, Butterfree. You guys gonna fly over the competition. Facts. I'm just blowing through this tree. Man, there's wraps in here. And there's no animals don't get hurt. The animals don't get hurt. They get tired. They do get tired. And they get so tired they start losing races or you can't race them. And they even have a retirement program on the Zed Run horses, which I found funny. But we still treat them good. With respect. You know, it was somebody that got married in the virtual space. They got married on VR chat. They found each other through virtual space, and they got married. All in virtual world. They was doing business together. Like, they had this business, and they always doing meetings and stuff. And then they said they fell in love. So, I'm just telling you, like, you know how, even going back to psychedelics, because we always talk about psychedelics, how it just have you see the thing that's alive in everything, in every moment. And it's the most trippiest thing. It's the most tripped out moment, the most paradoxical thing, the most things that, hey, this ain't supposed to be happening, but it happened on a cartoon, or when you coming up with silly imaginations or comic stuff, you say those things, but actuality, like, that's not what's gonna happen. That ain't real. Things like that. You just playing yourself. It's different. But the vibes with everything that's why I see the story of VR. The relationship of what we choose to call real and love and things like that. What we choose to call alive, sentient. Is it based off of how it can just articulate itself? Or is it based off it just existing in the first place? And being a part of the everything. Or everything that we see, at least. All part of the code. Because, like, in Blender, if I'm creating a scene or a world, like Blender's a 3D modeling program and things like that. So if I create a scene in the world and stuff, if I take out an object, the overall size of the blend file is smaller. Because I took an object out of that world. That object is a part of the coding of that overall world. Even if I'm in that world with my VR goggles, even, which is possible now, I found very cool. So I can edit it in VR in real time. Even if I feel real in those moments, or that is separate, like real as in being separate, like this is this and this is that, that's over there and that's over there, is like really it's all just part of the one blend file. That I can change up and manipulate at a whim. Even when you just lower the quality and change how many polygons make up each 3D object. It's still all part of it's all still affecting the one thing. The flash drive, how much data is just, yeah, y'all get it. Just tie. Hey, Big Chill, I ain't see you wrote that. You said, register a business block right of your rent. Why is the birdie barking? I must want his chain off. Hey, any gardeners out there? We was in the tech business. I think one things I want to go off with, probably talking about gardening. gardening, and has anybody found peace with that or chaos with it? Always failing, always succeeding, or always still going at it, interested in it? It's been something I've been doing now for the past 3 years. This one of my pepper plants, my pots fell on it. But this is the one I grew from last year. It was actually, I was showing that it was regrowing some new things off of there right before it broke off. The focus is not that gentle. So we're going to put that down. I just started a bunch of new pepper seeds and stuff like that. So this is like a second generation of pepper seeds that I have going on. Hold on, I have to get this dog. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Here we go. Yeah, gardening, growing your own food. Growing my own food. Is what I've been doing. Right, go in here. Get rid of static. Okay. Yeah, gardening I've been doing. And alongside the plant medicine that I intake is it allows me to really communicate with the garden that I'm growing. That I'm growing on the uptake. It's growing up. So I like just being in the moment, but like really being present with the garden instead of like saying, "Oh, it's this now. I gotta make." Instead of just being a whole huge discombobulated project, is making it feel as though I'm just participating with it. Like one day I might just take out all the pots and line them all up, and then water it, and that's it. And then the pot's ready the next day for the seeds. I mean, for me to get the dirt and put the dirt in there and moving them along, putting the sticks in there and stuff. I'm just really going in depth with it because of really being tuned, putting the sticks so that they not overcrowding, so the bottom ones can get light and everything. It's a whole experience in taking care of something, like taking care of a baby. Take care of a baby that I'm eventually going to eat. Eat and give to other people to eat too, and they're going to enjoy it. Or not, and say it's too hot. I got like 3 different levels of peppers though. So just participating with the plant, listening to what it needs throughout the different weathers, the different temperature variations, how much water, giving it different nutrients for the soil. Like, is it me going to the store buying it, or is it the garden saying, "Hey, we need this," and I'm like, "All right, I got y'all. I got y'all. I just gotta run to the store." How does it play off in your reality? But for me, yeah, that's how it becomes fun. And seeing it ripen and everything, starting off as green and then seeing it become more colorful as it goes along, but especially with peppers, and even if you got flowers and other vegetables. I grew some melons and cucumbers and eggplant 2 years ago. And I grew way too many cucumbers. They grow like crazy. But yeah, it was way worth it. It was way worth it. I had food to feed the family and everything. And all I feel is like I'm doing is just participating in what a human does. Especially if I look back on my history, human grows and provides food for themselves in many different avenues, not just the store. So, and I had a lot of inspiration watching YouTube videos and people saying, "Hey, like, this is the thing, take back our power and grow your own food, and so that you can provide for your family, save money." And now on the overarching, how I describe just the experience of having to take care of something that you want to see through to its completion. Like, if you want to see it completed, if you want it to be happy, you're going to go out and water it. No matter what. No matter what. I got a purple-green thumb. I thought that said perp, like growing that perp. I got that thumb too. All around. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. The experience just, yeah, and the effects that it have in our body. Because then once we take it, it's interacting with the chemicals in our body and having us to to have an experience, like growing your own mushrooms. Like growing your own mushrooms is a totally different, and eating those mushrooms is a totally different experience than, not all the way totally, but I'm just phrasing, is a wild experience compared to buying mushrooms and getting them like that. Because like you see, you prep them, you start learning how the mycelium grows, start looking at all this information about it that you probably would have never looked up before. And you're like, oh, this is what the mushroom is. Oh, you say I only like to grow purple and green herbs. Hey, man. Keep the flavors coming. The flavorful, the better. I don't want to taste no dirt. I don't want to smoke dirt. In the past, we had to. Past, we had to smoking that Reggie. Literally brown. pH levels in water are important, said Big Chill. That I was looking at that. I was looking at it, but I was too cheap to buy it. I was in Lowe's 2 days ago, so I'm gonna get it. It's gonna come up so I can get it. I was looking at the pH testers for the water. I was like, that's interesting. Yeah, and just going through the imaginations of using it and stuff like that. I know this green thumb probably, it was cultivated too because I used to always run to the woods. I used to think I saw a magical deer and stuff that wasn't really there. That's what, can't you talking about supernatural stuff? It's mostly a lot of stuff as a kid and stuff that I don't really remember, but it pops up in the moment. But I used to always go to the woods. I used to think it was deer there, bears, and I swore I seen everything that I told people about. I go there now that I'm older and ain't nothing there. And I can't even see how animals would live there. But I seen some wild things in there. Oh, you say you want to have a mini shrimp lobster farm so I can eat shrimp and lobsters all day long. Ooh, yeah, it's probably easier than you think. Just buy a tank and some shrimp, some live shrimp, and just keep breeding them. Oh yeah, shout outs to Miss Seretny. Shout outs to Miss Seretny. She left this world of cancer when I was still in high school. But she got us, everybody in the school, real hype about the environment. Real hype. I was part of the, 10 people, the Envirothon group, and we had to go learn about the trees and how they're all connected to each other, the animals, the wildlife, everything that had to do with the forest. And everybody had their particular sections. And then we had to compete against different schools and things like that. Good times, good times. But she was really animated to be in the city, to be a city person, see somebody that's a real nature folk, nature loving spirit. Now I'm in California and I'm like, hey, a lot of people like that. But shout out to Miss Seretny. He said, anyone can farm sprouts and greens. Yeah. And herbs and mushrooms too. It's pretty easy. That's why people make the videos. Cause they like, anybody can do this. Just take the time. Take the time. Said the forest spirits no longer show themselves to you, Ty, because you are no longer innocent. Nah, they still pop up. They still pop up. Not all the time as big creatures from on the psychedelics, yeah. But mostly as like people and stuff like that. And that's fascinating too. It just ran to me how they were saying, if you people that analyze the dreams of kids, when they say what kind of figures do they see, they mostly always say that they see animals way more than they see people. And that's even how it is in my dreams now. I see way more people than I actually see animals. And ever since I got that breadcrumb, I've been working on that to switch that up. Like sometimes I do see like beings and alien beings and stuff like that. But most time it's still under the impression of a humanoid type figure. Or sometimes it's other colors and shapes and stuff like that. And I'm just not really remember. I remember them, but just not able to put it into words. But as to animals and stuff like that, I don't really see that many animals. I see people, people, places, and things. And I start saying people, places, and animals. People, places, animals. People, places, animals. Just repeat it. The daily mantras is what I was just doing. For those folks out there, like, what the fuck is he doing? The daily, just put, you can change your mantras up any day. You dream about things you said about during the day. So if you say something a lot during the day, what's the chance? The chances you dreaming about it go a lot higher. That's alright. Something. Yeah, it's all good. Make sure nothing's really popping up. All right. But yeah, has anybody out there ever seen any forest spirits or anything creakily crack in the forest that was there 1 second and then it disappeared? You swore you looked over your shoulder. You just like, who tapped me? Any type of those experiences? Just going out hiking? A lot of the videos I made in the past on Just Tainow, it's getting warm again. I'm gonna start them back up. I was out there in the big well just exploring and stuff. Exploring and stuff on like 1.5 grams. I would make a tea, and then I would go out in the woods and just keep walking as far as I can because I knew I couldn't get lost because I have like a kind of good sense of direction. And if the mushroom was going to take me there, I was willing to just sit and just be like, all right, this is what it is. I always have a sense that I'm gonna be able to make it back home because I'm always home. So just follow the ghost. You know, like in the when you play in the game and they got the ghost trail for like the trials and stuff, so you can get the best fastest time and stuff. Just follow the trail back home. And find your way back. So I would go out and do those kind of things a lot in those videos, and just go out because Bidwell is as far as it goes. It goes for miles. I still haven't traversed the whole thing. Let me see. Bidwell Park. But the quietness out there is where it's at. Because it's so open. There's no houses and stuff out there. These are some pictures of it. So y'all can have a visual. Oh, this one. Yeah, I've been here. Been here, been down this trail. But if anybody ever in Northern California, and y'all cool people, y'all know what we talk, what we do, what we tie on and stuff, and hey, link up this summer or something like that. Here it is. Yeah, so just being out here on shrooms and walking around is real cool. It really opens me up to everything that's going on in my and like not even just my mind, but to everything that's going on around me and stuff like that. And why everything is where it's at, and then start hearing the spirit voice, the forest spirits talking, the trees, the tall redwood trees talking, everything. And if y'all don't believe, and I mean, if y'all want to hear those voices for yourself without psychedelics, y'all just gotta go out there and just see what happens, or watch a documentary. And though that those narrator voices and stuff, how they say the trees rush underwater, rushing down the waterfall, providing life for. Like you start experiencing what those. I start experiencing for myself. I'm not telling y'all go do anything. Experience for myself what that narrator was talking about. What in there and beyond. I like it. It opens the space where I started learning new yoga poses and stretches and stuff. Like just sitting with myself and moving, and just feeling my body out. And just a lot of times I just lay down, find a place and just sit for a while. Or find a place on a tree. Like I had the big urge to climb trees when I'm on shrooms. I should climb this tree. I like to climb trees anyway. I think that's it too. I always like to climb trees. Especially just vibe up there and just chill out. feel the breeze, see the view. Hey, Ken, you said I heard an animal killing a duck or a goose while fishing at a lake when I was young. It shook the whole lemongrass tree like bush, like it was a large animal, but we couldn't see what it was or what going on even with our bright lights. Dang, you never know. I mean, that's why I like the I be thinking sometimes of having a dash cam on the car and just have it recorded to a memory card, not like to some remote server or something like that. Just in case. You said click Just Tie Now featuring Vitamin E on YouTube. Hey, where that at? If it ain't here already. Hold on, wrong thing, wrong thing, wrong thing. But yeah, yeah. And I think mushrooms really, cause I always could go out on the woods anytime and do it, but I think the mushrooms really helped me relax in the moment. Like it made it feel like makes it feel like I'm on an adventure. Like just keep going. Like this is the time you created to do this, and it's really me reworking my own mind, rewiring my brain, reworking my psyche, seeing what my spirit want to do while I was on Earth, and not just getting caught up in habits, not just getting caught up in habits, but freeing it a bit, expressing it in different avenues, literally by saying just keep on going, just keep on going, just keep on going. It's all right. Like even if it feels like it's for no reason at all, it's for the reason for it is for just for the sake of the adventure. It's just purely. And for that to be created by myself alone was a real magical moments that I brought into later moments in my life that allowed me to relax or revisit situations from a different perspective. Because I had a moment where like it was people curating everything for me. Like say you went on, oh man, a perfect example. Perfect example. It's a new movie called Big Cruise. I saw in a movie with my daughter with the Rock Johnson, and he has this fake cruise in the Amazon where he makes it look all scary and stuff. Like and it's correlated even with the locals so they can make some money. They start shooting random arrows in the air. So while the tourist is on the boat tour, they can be scared like, oh man, this is how it is, the natives, we gotta be careful. Oh, watch out for that snake. Now knowing that he pulled the snake out and made it fall and stuff, knowing how they would how a tourist would wish to respond, so he could keep making money. But then one of the ladies started figuring out because she was trying to push him to go to somewhere that he never been before, so he couldn't make it up after that. But I was seeing that like the psychedelic journey, like going into life for yourself, letting everything, letting the universe, letting life. Oh, you watched it? Yeah, it was. It was, and then he wound up being the spirit the whole time. The Rock. He wasn't even alive. He was just doing that just to do it. But then she wished him into a real person. That's how it is. That's how I'm gonna remember. I get so excited. Oh yeah, I'll come back. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I was talking. I finished the Dragon Ball Z manga like chapter 40 something or 30 something through 70, and that's like a whole arc. So they like finished the whole storyline, completed one, but it really blends into the next one. So in that, one of the angels decided to help Goku and stuff because he saw Goku wasn't really going to make it. But by doing that, he was participating in a human activity. So, but he did it to inspire Goku to push farther and stuff like that. That was his whole reason, knowing that he was probably going to get erased for existence for participating with the humans on that type time, on that level. But then later, at the end of this thing, they brought him back as a human. They brought him back as a mortal. So I was correlating that to The Rock. They was like, hey man, we've loved you so much, we gonna incarnate you right now because we liked you so much, like the human beings, or in a bigger scale, like, hey man, we was always that spirit, and now those, like, you feel so disassociated and stuff, like those things pop up, but we're here, and we're still that spirit at the same time. But just that story, how it plays out, the never-ending story, the as above, so below type, just jazz. but Oh yeah, that was a good movie. And then going to the psychedelic experience is like get away from Dwayne the Rock Johnson correlating everything, paying for the tour guide to do that, and you just going into it alone. Whether you in silent darkness or the correlated reality could be going in the woods or going to a concert, or a lot of the people come up with their own vibes. I'm not trying to say over on the channel, this is that, just this is just that, this is just this is just that. But this is my experiences. How I encountered the woods being everything that I needed to encounter the thoughts that I was stressing over. And then get beyond that to just have some new curiosities, new thoughts that I never thought about before. So yeah, appreciating nature, appreciating technology, appreciating every human being around, appreciating everyone that's on the PSy Tai Podcast right now. And with that, I think I'm going to tie you on out of here. Oh, but also, wait, before I go out though, if y'all have a Twitter, follow NFT Carnival on Twitter. And I'm gonna and just retweet anything from there, and I'll send you an NFT. I got the meta butterfly, where it's the butterfly that was birthed from an egg. I mean, the caterpillar birthed from the egg, and then it goes to the Dubuster 3000, and then output as the meta butterfly with extra attachment to help it fly faster, extra attachment see it see farther, and this to help it protect it, and the scarf to help it protect it from predators. So I'm giving away a couple of those, as well as a couple of the actual meta butterfly and AR butterflies, where you'll be able to see it in your room or outside and anything like that, through the Adobe Arrow app. Like, it will send you a link that can never be changed. It's upload on this new thing that I want y'all to get hip about, called the Web 3.0, using IPFS servers as opposed to the regular cloud servers where everything's based on one thing. Every now, if I upload a file to this, it has different peers, like a LimeWire file back in the day, whereas now it's put everywhere. So just because it's deleted from one place, it's not deleted from the other places, and it can never be changed because it has to be checked against all of those other sources. So it's kind of a decentralized way of thinking and storing memory, and storing ideas. So here it is right here to show y'all. And this was my horse, the chocolate factory horse that I brought on OpenSea. First, it didn't have a name. But this is the meta butterfly. Oh, Ken, you said his boat was breaking down and he owed money in the beginning. I would never be in that predicament if I was a spirit. Yeah, he got himself into some stuff to been here for a long time. But that's what he was comfortable with. Hey, a habit is a habit, I suppose. Anybody can get caught up in the wind. He was just drunk too. Yeah, this is the better butterfly. You can make it as big, or you can make it fit in the palm of your hand. Oh, my phone died. I was about to show an example real quick. I'm gonna give away about 5 of these. There's only 20 out there. Here goes the caterpillar. And all of these are symbols for greater things that come to you, or lesser. It is what it looks like. But yeah. There it is. And a lot of other NFTs y'all can check out. Like Virgils. Should be something else. It's not popping up. I think it's on another website. A Twitter or join the Discord, the NFT Carnival Discord, and just post something. Post something on the NFT Discord, and I'll have an Ethereum MetaMask wallet address, and I'll send you an NFT. And if you was already out there and I owe you an NFT, get it together, cause I still got it. I still got it waiting for you. These are just all tokens of my appreciation for everyone that has been participating on this channel and watched the growth, or just popped in a couple months ago, or just popped in yesterday. This channel's been growing for a while, and I've been wanting to do 3D animation and art for a long time, and finding different mediums that I felt comfortable with and expressing it on the channel. All the failures, all the miracles, all everything. So this is me giving this away as a token for everybody that's here for now on and into the future, that we don't even know what's to come with this NFT game and with life itself. So this NFT that seems like it's going to be something that we don't know, I'm giving a token, so this like a landmark. Like, we was here today. we visited this neck of the woods, this neck of the universe. Oh, I gotta log in for everything. Chop, hey, you well? Welcome. So I'm listening but chopping wood. Hey, what you using the wood for? Some fire? Logwood, building a table? I be thinking about building a table with the proxy and stuff like that. I was watching somebody earlier make one. They carved the middle out of it and then put Star Wars figures in there, like the X-Wing and Y-Wing and everything, and made it look like they was chasing each other, and then filled it with a proxy and then smoothed it on out. And it wasn't even a big table they made. It just had like one slab of wood that was like 12 inches, about 12 inches, and then they did that. And it was legit. Hey King, you said you always still chopping wood after finding the answers to the universe. That was my first reflection too, King. Was like, he probably not even talking about chopping wood, but just like talking about chopping wood. Like, I'm just here doing what I do. I was trying to make more conversations. I was like, what kind of wood what you doing with the wood? But yeah, on the biggest scope, because you know how everybody that visits the Todd channel is out there, and they in like hyperspace. That wood can be anything. Wood is what it means to you. That's why I like that we all come in here and just be riffing. Hold on, where's it at? There it is. I was trying to find this at the same time of me riffing. Just in case y'all ain't never see it. This was it right here. This is something that I made called Metamorphosis. You dip out the way. Yeah, that one is on Mintable. That was on Mintable because some allow me to mint for free and not have to pay the gas fee. Other ways it's minted on Polygon network and not the Ethereum network, so that's saving gas fees too. But yeah, it's ultra fun. It's kind of a complete inception when creating and getting into 3D work, and knowing the possibilities of even being able to visit it in VR and people be able to see it how in a 3D structure as I see it in my own mind. That's why all these animated movies and stuff like that is like from Pixar, Disney, Tommation Studios, everywhere, Hollywood, everywhere. It's like the artist aspect of creating a 3D work of art, or even a 2D work of art, even a scribble, all of the in between. Or now just tying on like the work of being able to do a 3D thing. Because like you're not just working with yourself, you're working with the computer, you're working with a whole system of calculations, not just the ones, not just what your body is calculating, but what something else in nature itself is calculating. Like the blender program inside of the computer that's running off how fast my CPU is, how powerful my CPU is, how powerful my GPU is, my graphics processor, built from dirt and rocks. So to be able to perform art on this level, us as human beings is something of novelty. And the next step in something that's already probably is happening in ways that most humans don't even understand. And you get that people get that feeling too when they be putting on VR for the first time. Like, oh, I don't understand. Or even without understanding, they just feel as though it's real for a moment. Like if you put them in a game and they got to walk across a plank, but it looked like they walking across two skyscrapers, and you put a plank on the real life so that they actually can feel they balance and stuff. People be tripping out, especially if you when your first time and stuff, and you don't got them other thoughts saying, well, if I fall, I won't really hurt myself, or it's all right, or it's just a game. Yeah, the times come for adjusting. Yeah, that's all up there too. Temple of Time. Did a little segue if y'all ever want to support the channel and more tokens. Got a bunch of Temple of Time NFTs out there as well. Only $5. Well, yeah. Or 0.0023 Ethereum. Get a rid of fiat money. Nope, keep clicking the wrong one. There we go. The mind, he said, I seen his masterpiece in YouTube video shorts. Hey, I got them out there. I try to spread them as far as I could. Like when I make a video, I make it on TikTok, and then I gotta do everything over. I put it on Instagram, YouTube, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'm trying to get Reddit more popping. You was bringing up before, creating a Reddit bot to just automatically post videos and stuff. I gotta figure that out. Hey, well, you said the mind even does it in 2D. Watch people play fighting games. Yeah, yep, it does. I was thinking of Street Fighter, and I was thinking of somebody I knew that had the controller. When you said think about somebody that watched people play it, he got the controllers and stuff like that, and it had brought me back because I didn't play fighting games in a long time. But he was still like 35, 40 years old. He joined like Street Fighter competitions. That's how much he was into it. But the way when you go back to it, it was 3D to me when I was young. I remember playing it on the SNES. I said SNS. SNES. The Super Nintendo. Doing all the Dugans. It looked 3D to me. And don't a lot of us say that too? How much when we go back and play the old games, how they look more real than what they real now. More defined, more higher polygon count. Yeah, can you roll up another one? I don't know if it's one of the wraps. A bigger, higher polygon count, and then now we looking at as we older, like how did I play this? Or I look at it now, it's like, oh, this is what I was enjoying. Like I really see myself where I was at, and I really be taking it in. Shouts to Mario 64. Only got paper. If you gave me the tree, I can roll paper on real fast for you. And a filter. There we go. But yeah. I'm looking back at those games and what that's a trivial thing for a person to think about itself. Well, how does that happen? Why is that happening? Because it happens for sure. Here we go. Looking back and seeing things, and I swore I grabbed a bud. I didn't grab a bud. I just grabbed more paper. Thanks. Some I don't even know. Girl Scout cookies? Yeah, I think so. But yeah, how it's happening and things like that. And the things we looking at now is gonna seem so low def in the future. We're gonna say, yo, we really was enjoying that 4K, enjoying that 8K. And how that come to me is during my psychedelic experiences, I had my vision cleared up into 10, 50 million K. Like, I know y'all have too. I know a lot of y'all have as well. But I remember a particular experience to tie on when I was on acid on the bridge walking around the woods. It was I get picked up at 2:30. Yes, Thursday. Rudy, stop barking there. It's alright. Just hit the wrong time. But yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, tell him to shut up. But yeah,
It's not your.
Alright, I gotta get track of what I was saying. Oh, when I was on acid and I was on the bridge and everything, I didn't see the colors at that time. It was it was a mixed colors this time, this and that time, but this particular instance, everything just looked extra sharp, and it was clear. It was. You ever look at the old CRT TVs where you had to plug in the red, white, and yellow wires? Or if you had to plug in the S video cable and plug in the audio different. S video cable was black, wasn't even yellow at the time. And then imagine looking at a 4K TV. Like, that's how much my vision was enhanced. And I was like, yo, this is. So now looking at TVs and stuff and how they're always evolving, people be getting mad saying, why do they keep coming out with new TVs every year? When I got 3 years ago, it worked just as good and I don't need that new fancy stuff. I be like, for me, it would show me like, hey man, this is the reality I want to participate in. Like, I'm experiencing growing and it's more to reality. So as I keep moving on, I'm probably going to be expecting things to keep on getting clearer and more enhanced and process faster and download faster, upload faster. Get on 10G, forget 5G, 5000G. Just everything just flowing. Because that's as comfortable as I feel. That's experiences that I had. And how as comfortable as I feel inside at times. And then participating in reality so that it can happen in those ways. Y'all saw the end of the Matrix 4? When after they left the Matrix, they was talking to the Arthur, and they came back and said, now we're gonna come back and change some things around or stuff like that. Like, they still in the reality, and who said the things they changing is what they really thought of themselves that they had to change, and not still part of a bigger picture. But still, that feeling is still a role that I believe pops up, and we're allowed to participate in ways that doesn't really involve how we usually think about being involved with things. It's a different game. It's a different game that we always doing. That's why you hear people in our life spirits be talking, saying, why are you creating this reality for yourself? You're like, what? Why would I create that? How am I creating that? I ain't birthed that person to punch me in the face. They mama did that. Fuck their whole family. It's wild. Alright, let me do this little trick. Gotta tie the beginning of it so nothing can fall out. Like this, do this little technique. Little bolt technique. I don't roll papers that often, but what I do, I make sure it's right. But yeah, once again, shout outs to everybody. Thank y'all for coming through on the PSy Tai Podcast. Bringing all the flavor, the sauce, the sounds, the waves, everything in between. Oh, I didn't know this was this long. Yeah, I keep that on while I'm rolling up. This is all for you. Y'all making all this possible. And making what possible? I don't know. There we go. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, but yeah, like I was saying. Success is in the air. Anybody see any new movies lately? And I've been talking about a lot of movies that I ran across myself. Some manga that I've been reading that's been popping up during the podcast. Yeah. Something else that's popping up is how... Yeah, I think it's kind of simple though. But how music make us feel. And music makes us feel and react on things. And experience realities. It's a new album that came out by The Weeknd that I ran through at least like 5 times. It's called Dawn FM. And I listened to it in the car while I was delivering, just lit, just going at it, and just in the zone. And here go the cover right here. Oop, not the news. Video. Images. Yeah, this the album cover right here. And it's called Dawn FM. And it's really a whole trip through what one would go through. Probably similar, if you similar to me. I had a mushroom experience where a lot of the relationships that I've been through, I was able to revisit them and then actually see them from a different light, or just see them as like not a different light as the person not just participating in the emotional upheaval of things, but of like what if like an older person was there watching the situation with a different set of perspectives under their belt. So it was all of those. So this from beginning to end, and then they have it so it's like they be like, "Welcome to Dawn FM. You are on a nice ride. You'll be in you'll see eternity in a bit, but for now, just sit back for the ride." Like the whole, even the narration, like some songs in there are just straight poems. It's not even a song. They just reading a poem. And he's just singing about what people feel even when they're participating in a situation, how one probably feels the active imagination that wants to come alive to express itself, and probably feels hurt but still going about it, or probably wish a situation didn't happen a certain way, but it is what it is, and having to come with the conclusions and stuff like that, like real type scenarios that people go through. Oh, I typed lyrics and this one came out, the Out of Time. Because people go through real stuff. And if you go into a mushroom journey and you really sit in the dark, you're going to encounter I've encountered a lot of things. A lot of things that I just participated in life and things beyond that. But what's the difference really? What is the real difference? And that's why I like that even him putting in the words that he put in, it's a different perspective, yet the same story. So it's like what I thought I was in is something that was even much bigger. Let me see if it's a lyric that pop up when it say shroom. Is it in this one? You have to go through you to get to the beyond. I mean, clicking on the wrong one. Yeah, they tell me. Yep, they told me that too. Only way through is through you. Not through anybody else's problems, but through the ones you're really going into in your heart of hearts. That's why people go to therapy. And like, oh, this is how I was really feeling when I was a kid. I never thought of it like that. See, look, this one of the lyrics. How do I make you love me? We're going back in time. I'd like to see you try unpacking thoughts through tunnels in your mind. I'll fix you mushroom tree and cross the restless sea. Release yourself to escape reality. I don't know this song by heart. It's not coming to me. But yeah, it doesn't phase you. I need a breakthrough. I only want what's right in front of me is quite unusual, seeking approval, begging for it desperately. I said, how do I make you love me? How do I make you fall for me? I can see the real you, girl. I don't have to hide. Forget about yeah, you get it. What about saying how do I make you love me? Because some people, they put it out there as simps and stuff. Some people really just be like, how do I make you love me? I see the real you. I gotta make you. And then it don't even come off as aggressive. It come off as fly or anything like that. Instead of just a magnet attracting a magnet and whoop, now you're just attracted to each other. That's why he got this old man face on. I was like, yo, he been through the tough times and now he guiding through it, and this is how he really felt when he was like the guiding force of him guiding the rest of the guiding force for him, the self that's inside the actual song, experiencing the words. It's like, oh, it sound all happy and go lucky, but it's really, I really feel like this cold. I really feel like the coldness to all the hypeness. Do. Oh, they only put in the songs. Like, I want the poem. It was a poem up there. Where's it at? Oh, but I just don't remember the title. Here we go again. Out of time. Sacrifice. Take my breath. Gasoline. Just see it pop up. Do I know this one? Roger Simpson, I can't keep my own screen after life can be. Oh, this was something that was trippy in their song. Alright, this was another one. Desire can seem like love if not aware. Yeah. Yep. And that's why I said, yeah, you put it on point, you will. That's why he got the old man face. He like, this wore me out. Trying going for all these desires. In the way that I was going for it. In the way I was going for it. You still go for your desires. But the way you go for it is going to have some, yeah. However it comes to you. Oh, if I cried out, would you hear me amongst the angels? Even if they press me against their heart, I'll be consumed, for beauty is the terror we endure. While we stand and wonder, we're annihilated. Every angel is terrified. Wait, it was the when the radio popped in is where I wanted to get into. Wait, intense, graphic, sexy, euphoric, provocative, edgy, because this gonna be on MP3 as well on Spotify, Apple Music. So I'm gonna talk it out. Ever thought-provoking, technically and visually stunning, a compelling work of science fiction, a suspense expose, cinema like you've never seen it before, the exotic, bizarre, and beautiful world of Afterlife. And this is your invitation to enter. Critics say Afterlife makes your current life look like total Pomotse snooze fest. It's action-packed, the future of everyone's fate. Nigel and Freight call it a classic. Arthur Filmer calls I can't keep my eyes off the screen. Afterlife can be yours for only $4.95 with a subscription when you order the Best of the Current Life Collection series. You are into a world beyond your imagination, a future out of control, and an experience you'll never forget. Don't say we didn't warn you. The wait is over. Call 1-800-4444. That's 1-800-444-4444. Now to order Afterlife. Now for $4.95 plus now to order Afterlife plus $3.79 shipping and handling. Now. And if you trip out and listen to this song, you'll hear what I hear. But they put that as the narrator voice in the end as like the talking coaxing the spirit as what is it going to do next. You want to go to this afterlife? I got the subscription package, or I got the best of your current life. I got that package going along too, and I can give you this, or I can give you this. Like where do our experiences come from? You see us now on Earth paying for experiences all the time, even with vacations, even when we say it's free, all land is free and all that stuff. People still go about creating experiences. So like with VR and everything, it's the same kind of reflection to this. What? Yeah, but selling people something, selling people an experience. That's what a concert is. Selling people a once in a lifetime experience. An NFT, a once in a lifetime experience. The PSy Tai Podcast, once in a lifetime experience. It's only gonna happen one time. Then it's gonna be the PSy Tai Podcast 150 something else. How did we really get to the point where we are now, and then to the next moment? How do moments connect in the first place? Are they as linear as you think? But then again, they are as linear as you think. And that's how we build. And that's the awesome thing about it. That's the awesome thing about whoever we are. It's like whoever we are, we build. I don't know what we're building, but we build something. We're building something. They always say like we build things that's a reflection of the higher things and stuff like that. So we're gonna look at it like that. We're gonna keep going. Oh. Fixed it. That's like a lowbrow success sound. They should put that at a higher pitched. That was a power up one. Thanks, you will. I'm gonna zoom in. Yeah, it's cool to experience the art that people put out there without so much getting caught up in trying to recreate the art. You know how it is. You know when you look at a lot of fresh minds or young people, or even old people. I don't really think it's an age on it. How TV puts it when you look at young people. Dang, hold on. He said, just a corner of an item beyond can be super complex machines here. Yeah. Just getting an inkling, like, so that's why they say alien technology. Oh, this is but a slither. And even, it was just a thought. A thought is a technology. A thought, look at that like that. A thought can be a technology that's used in the machine to help create the complex reflection of it. Not the more complex version of it. Like you said, it's just a corner, but something that's really that fascinates a human being, and even beyond human beings. I was watching somebody put a VR headset on a dog, and it was like the water and the trees and the birds, and it was a golden retriever, so it like was staying calm. They were saying, but it was actually looking around and stuff, and then it was paying attention. It kept on looking at the birds. And it was sniffing the floor, the grass, and everybody in the comments was like, "Yo, it's probably sniffing the floor and is really confused. Like, this doesn't smell like grass." But soon, one day, probably it will. What did the dog come here to experience? Yeah, every genius we ever seen, every person that we accredited to having the most fanciful ideas, warping reality. Everybody give them the credit. They up on the Hollywood star. They up on the block. They just anywhere that you see is promoted to be. Oh, they did something. They did they thing. They nobody's doing nothing but but just seeing what's going, but tapping into themselves and getting just a slither of a pie that most people, even when you see them caught up like that, wish that they can even express even more when you really caught up in your profession. You're like, yo, I wish I could express this even more than what I'm doing. Well said, you had the experience they kind of want you to be divine in the beyond or already are. But you asked it, did I have the experience? Because if he did, yeah, yep. I had that experience of having to act as what people would term as the divine back here, or the acting force of nature, of whatever nature I was in in the moment. Like as a as a movie example. Y'all ever see the movie? I like to talk about movies too. So when people look back, they can trace things. When I make my own stories and more promote it and stuff, and it's going to be in animations and stuff like that. And more of the art that I promote, more so than the actual words than I would try to talk nowadays. If y'all go back in the day, and even probably a couple months ago stuff, I really try to describe it, but words are not always going to suffice. And I got some other mediums that if y'all tie on in, you'll get what you get. You'll get it. Get your own owner's manual too in the process, or see what it takes, what it could take. But movies, the Wrinkle in Time movie. If Oprah was kind of playing a divine figure for the girl that was in there, and I enjoyed how they made her like transparent, that she was able to be huge or small. She had a different purpose more than what the girl knew that she was there for. So it was so Oprah was the ghost, well, it's god like figure in that movie. It was funny they chose Oprah, but it was cool. So that's a similar vibe of like acting like the divine, and or just acting on it. I gotta check the movie out to know what I'm talking about. It's like, yeah, grease pencil. I'm learning or so animations. Oh, look at you, well, going at it. I'm anticipating to see some work, see some magic. I don't know work. I want to see some magic. I gotta get the I know exactly what you mean, the grease pencil, so you can really get real defined drawing on the tablets. That's in the imagination works right now for me too, because Procreate allows you to now paint on 3D objects, and it's this other program I forget. I saved it in my screenshot so I can look it up later though. So that you can paint 3D objects on the tablet with the Apple Pencil and stuff like that. But my tablet is 6 years old. I got the old god dang Apple tablet. I know I'm sounding old calling it an Apple tablet. Whatever, that's what the fuck it is, Apple tablet. So the processor's not good enough to run all the calculations. So I'm gonna get that iPad Pro and get back on that. Get back to you on that. But it's similar to Grease Pencil on Blender, the other program, because you're able to sculpt right on the tablet in 3D, like move it around and everything. Because sometimes I don't like just staying in this room and having to stay here for hours in order to complete a project. I want to be on the couch or go outside. So it's different laptops and stuff that have that ability. Just gotta work our way up there. That's all. Just a matter of time. And you mentioned Mrs. Witch when I was talking about Oprah and stuff, Mrs. Witch and oh yeah, that was her name. And it was Mrs. Who and the other girl. Okay, he's on the Dark Magician. That's why the most powerful is cards. To head the item yet, carrying. Gotta find the Millennium Puzzle. Travel to some deserts. I was laughing. They said that they unearthed a 4,000-year-old game, and then they like finally opened it up and was like trying to find out how to play it. That sound like Yu-Gi-Oh! The king talking about the Dark Magician. That sound like Yu-Gi-Oh! They discovered an old card game and people used to play, but there's actual real monsters, and they infused their spirits inside of the rocks and stuff. And now in the future, now they put it in cards and stuff, but it's the same thing. So there's like, oh man, other people were saying, oh, Jumanji. Nope, Jumanji. I was like, you what? Like Exile. Hey, Exile 13 popping on in. That's how I was in that same vibe, about to get there. He said, no, put it back. Like, no, it could be Jumanji. Somebody about to play some games, and we're going to have to go through all this stuff until they finish rolling their dice. And finish the game and go through all their life lessons. Dang nabbit. Hey, I'm here for it. I play the character I'm supposed to play when Jumanji pop out. A good day. Good day, Exile. Good day. Whew. All right, for sure. We are reaching a good part in the PSy Tai Podcast. Did this ever cut on? Saying red the whole time. I want to be able to show y'all something. Only thing. But yeah, I'm gonna head out over here. I'm gonna head out of here soon. It's been 2 hours. It's been a good time. It's been a good time. I'm gonna be working diligently on the Just Tai VR channel and this one. As with the momentum keeps on growing, we're gonna keep on doing what we do. I was gonna say mowing. I was like, why would I cut it down? But yeah, with Just Tai VR and the mixed reality, because it's all just more art for the Just Tai and Taimation Studios, and the trippy experience with blending and seeing what's real, what's not real, what we experience in the mind correlates what we experience in reality, or is what in reality correlated to the mind? Is the reality the mind? So just having these experiences in VR and playing games and just expressing myself through like my life lessons on camera, then sharing it with y'all, it's showing for me to allow time to be portals to open up. There's portals to open up for a multitude of whatever wants to pop in to join. Might see a rabbit in there. Never know. Never know. Some angels. Anything. Some moons. Y'all see what's behind me now? Where's that place? And if you check out one of the Just Tai videos and you put on your VR headset, you can see this in 3D. And you can see it pop out and it like goes around the lake and stuff like that. But yeah, on Just Tai VR, I'm creating some interesting, over-the-top, fantastical experiences, creating mixed realities and putting me into the game, like, and then putting an avatar into the game that's able to be in different games. So it's like the same person but different game. Instead of watching that character play, it's more playing the story or putting out the art form of, oh, I'm this one character participating in these different realities. But it's not me, because I'm not killing the people. But I am killing the people. Or I am shooting magic out of my hand. Or I am solving these puzzles, seeing these magnificent pyramid sculptures reveal itself. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So with that, Just Tai, thank you, UL, Exile 13 King. Vitamin E was in here earlier. And everyone else out there, Tai always, peace.